Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm bringing you a layout for the Cut To You design team. Alright, so for my design team layout today, I chose the title Road Trip for my layout, and I chose a background cut file as well. So this one is actually called Road Trip Digital Cut File, and this one is called Boho Circles Digital Cut File. And this one I think is intended to be used as a whole, but I would think I'm going to cut it up and put it like around the outside edges of my layout instead of in the center. I just feel like too much of it gets covered up that way, and I want it to like draw your eye around the layout, I guess. So I think I'm going to use this matte paper as my background. This was once in a paper pad, but I pulled it all out because, and I don't know what the paper pad was called or who made it, but I didn't like that it had like various different sizes of papers in the same pad. So it had like a bunch of 12 by 12s, and then layered on top were like 8 by 8s or 9 by 9s or something. And then layered on top of that was like 6 by 6 papers. And I was like, yeah, I can't. Anyway, so I pulled it all apart and put it into a kit and added some embellishment kind of stuff to it. So that's what I'm going to be using today, is that homemade kit that I put together from this paper pad. And there's plenty of scraps in there, so I'll use those to back the rest of this title. And let's see, it's also Scraptember, so let's have a look at Scraptember. Today is the 25th. So the 25th says mixed alphas. Well, I feel like the title kind of does that because it has a handwritten title as well as like a block letter. But I also pulled some other things. So inside the kit, I have these sticker alphas, like a lot of them. So I might try to use those. I also pulled a stack of like same font but different color. So like there's navy and white and gray, and I feel like those could all go in here. They're pretty neutral. So I might try to use those instead. What I'm thinking is, like, Road Trip is obviously my title, so I'm not going to use those alphas for my title. But I was thinking like something like Journey, Explore, Wonder, or, you know, Go, See, Do, that kind of like a list kind of idea. So I am going to add some of those. It is also Around the World at Ginger's Corner. So let's have a look if any of our layouts, I think there's a travel one on here somewhere. Yes. Norway is the travel layout. Add a bag or a suitcase. Okay, so I'm going to have to dig through my embellishments also and find, oops, throwing stuff on the floor. So it's kind of a hot mess, but I'm pretty sure I can find some kind of luggage in my stuff. Oh yeah, look at that. I got little suitcase brads that go with that yellow paper. So I can do that. So meeting all my prompts, I got my design team cut files. I got my travel layout with a little bag or suitcase. And I got my mixed alphas for Scraptember. So I'm going to pause the camera here. I'm going to back my cut file. I'm going to do some journaling, type up some journaling and print it. I'm going to look up the date, which I forgot to write down when I printed these photos. Silly me. And then we will go from there. All right, hang on. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm kind of liking how this is coming together, actually. So I wasn't sure about this background piece for a while. I was fussing around with it. And then after I got my title part backed with this patterned paper, I decided that I just wanted more color. So I was like, well, I can back the background cut file, but it's going to take a minute. But actually it was super easy because they're circles. So I just measured the circle and then grabbed a circle punch that was the same size as the circle. And so it was about 1 3/4 inch. And so I grabbed the punch and I punched a bunch of circles from the actually from mostly the scraps or the smaller pieces of paper from that kit, and quickly backed this cut file. It didn't take hardly any time at all. And then I got it on there and did what I wanted to do, was to like cut so that it wasn't like the whole background. I wanted more of it to show on the edges. And then found that I wanted some in this corner and then some here as well. So that turned out pretty good. I was left with like a few pieces, and I kind of looked at getting them on here, but I think I'm just gonna tuck them back into the kit. So I have, as I've like decided, no, I'm done with the paper and I'm done with the stickers and whatever, I've just been throwing it all back in here. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I dropped one. There we go. So then I was happy with the background, and then I got my photo matted, which I don't know why it gave me such grief, but I had that paper cut crooked for I don't know how long, and it was bugging my eyes and driving me crazy. Anyways, got it all figured out. It's on there now. I did cut these two down to 3 inches because they were taking up, the photos were taking up more space than I wanted them to on the layout. So I cut these ones down to 3 inches because this was just like foreground. It was just like gravel, and then this was just like tons of trees. And actually everything behind the title is also trees. It's really just like this row of old farming equipment from the museum part. So that's all I really needed in there anyway, so it was okay to cover up the photo. So then that worked out. So I got the photos down and the background finished, and then I did this piece. So I added some doodling on here to kind of mimic that road. And then I went back to my prompts here, and the prompt from Scraptember for the 25th was mixed alphas. And so I went on to just onto Google and Googled road trip quotes or whatever. And this one came up, making memories one road trip at a time. And so I was like, perfect. That's lots of words. I can get that. And then this little sticker off of the sticker sheet that was in that kit was perfect for adding to that. So I have you and me making memories one road trip at a time. So I was really happy with that. I always like it in the end when I add more title. I don't always think to do that though, but I don't know. I really like it when it's done. This eye is crooked. What else is new? I'm crooked. I can't seem to get anything straight. Okay, so then I had, after I got the title on, like the words here, these words, I was like, okay, there was like a gap under here, and I tried moving it down, but having the blue on here looked funny. I don't know, it didn't jive. So I lifted it back up, and then I had this gap here. So I went and grabbed my dies and found an arrow that fit in that spot. And then I just punched it out of the leftovers from this cut file here. So that was good. And then once I had that all figured out, then I started to add some embellishing. So I went to, after I got that arrow on there, I went to the spare parts. So this little thing here, because I knew I wanted to do this before I turned the camera back on, because putting brads in is kind of like tedious, I guess, and not very good viewing. So I was like, okay, well, which ones am I going to use? Well, I didn't want the one with the airplane because we were driving, and I didn't want the one with the passport because we didn't cross a border at all. Provincial border, but not like a, where you have to show your passport kind of thing. So I took those out, and then I was like, I could use some of these little photo turns. So I put 3 photo turns here, 3 photo turns here. I did use the globes because I thought those were really cute, and I just put them in with my title just to fill in some gappy spots. And then if you remember the prompts from the Ginger's Corner around the world game, and we were playing along with the Norway prompt, which was a travel layout with a bag or a suitcase. So I added those 2 little suitcase brads too. So we have a bunch of the brads from the spare parts. So I'm done with that. So it's going to go back in the kit, the bag here. And there we go. And then I went through the kit, and instead of like doing that with you, because it takes such a long time to go through all the things that are in there, I just tossed a bunch in this little like fridge container. And then I was like, oh, I forgot my journaling. And now I'm also realizing I was going to look up the date and I didn't, so I'll do that later. But I'm seeing that after I got my journaling on here, and again, I just printed on white to match with my cut files here. And then I matted it with a scrap from the background cut file to tie it all in. And then, but I was thinking this one might go here, but now that my journaling is there, that's obviously not going to work. So that's going to go back in the kit. I pulled these 3 little stickers off the sticker sheet, or one of the sticker sheets. This was a different sticker sheet than this, but there's a few in there. Oh, you know what else? This stamp thing, it's so kind of cute. It's like an acrylic, I don't know. Is that what you call that? Enamel? I don't know. It's a sticker, but it's like, yeah, epoxy sticker, I guess. And it was just stuck to that spare parts packaging. So I was like, oh, I could actually use that on here. So I did. And then these ones were from like a dollar store pack of things, and it says Together Forever. So I got those on there too. But these were also in, and everything is from that homemade kit that I had. And this one says Weekend Trip, which it was. So I think I'm going to add that on here somewhere. Let me just grab my, I don't trust the glue on these old stickers. They're old. They're, I wonder if they have a date on them. They're ancient. Just kidding. I obviously got them secondhand, but they are from 2005. So how's that for old? But I like them, so that's the thing. If I like it, it stays, or I pick it up, even if it's old. Doesn't matter to me. Nobody's going to be like, oh, you bought those in 2005 and then you scrapbooked them in 2023? No, nobody cares. On a trip you did in 2022? No, still, nobody cares. Okay, and then I have 2 more. So the Weekend Trip's going to go there. I also have Journey and Explore. And I think maybe Explore can go here. We'll see. Road, I want this to go somewhere by my title, but I don't want it to, because it's kind of my other cluster. But I don't want it to be weird. You and me making memories, one road trip journey at a time. No, that's okay. There's nothing too weird about that. So I can add that there. Explore. Okay, explore there, or explore down here. Sometimes I wish I could ask you guys, where should I put this? But it doesn't work like that. I think I'm going to put it at the top just so it's connecting my journaling. It's kind of already connected by the road piece, but I'm going to tuck it there. I don't want it to cover my face. There we go. Okay. There we go. Does that look okay? I think so. Okay, and then I have some of these like acrylic pieces that were leftover from, I think, a workshop that I did. And they were travel themed, so they were in this kit. They're kind of not quite the right color, but I think once you put them on, they'll match just fine. They're kind of similar to like this turquoisey blue over here. What if we did a camera here and a little tiny heart here and a kind of bigger heart by this suitcase, or here in the P, in the R, in the R. It's kind of puffy though, because this is like already popped up. So my title is popped up on dimensional adhesive. So are these things here. Sorry, I knocked the camera there. I think, or what if I put it here? Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so I'm going to put that one up here, this bigger one. You know what I didn't pull out? I didn't pull out any like sprinkly bits, like small enamel dots or gems or anything like that. Not sticking, not sticking. Should I put that right in there? Or like further down this way? Nope, too much color. I somehow don't like it down there all of a sudden. So how about here? Yeah, I like it better there. Okay, that's where it's gonna go. So what else do I have in my little fridge container over here? Let's see. Straight. I think so. Okay. I have this little, it's like a metal tag and it says always, but I think it's too similar to these, so I'm gonna leave it off probably. Could go there. I'll leave it there for a second. Then I have these two. So I picked from the chipboard pack, I picked like anything that was like relevant and matched in color. So I picked Life is an Adventure and Enjoy the Ride. But I feel like that they're a bit too much for what we have going on here. And actually, now that I'm looking, I think all of the chipboard pieces are going to be too much for this. Like it's taking away from what I already have going on now. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of those, put them back, not get rid of them, but put them back in the kit. And then I think I'm going to pause the camera for a second and go grab some sprinkles, and then I will come back and finish off the video. Okay, so I didn't want anything too bold because there's already a ton of color in this, being that I backed that cut file with a bunch of different colors. And I really like how that turned out. I hope you guys like it too. So I went with a blue, which is similar to our background. And I thought I'm just gonna sprinkle these around a little bit and see where it goes. I will have linked below the links to the shop, obviously, the Cut to You cut files, and I will specifically have linked the Road Trip cut file as well as the Boho Circles cut file. And I will also have all things Cut to You linked below, Gwen's blog, all the fun and exciting design team stuff that is going on down there. And hopefully you guys can pop over and give those girls some love. Everybody works really hard over there. And then I'm also going to, I still can't decide on this one. I think I'm going to leave it off because I think I'm going to put my date down there. And I should have looked that up while I had the camera off too, but I did not. And then I will also link down below Ginger's Corner if you want to join in on the Around the World game. It's lots of fun, and there are prizes involved if you want to play along. And then we also have, what else motivated me? Scraptember, obviously. So yeah, if you want to go over there and see what the Scrappy Sisters have to offer, they're pretty awesome and have lots going on over there too. So I hope you'll at least go in and have a look. So I think that's it for today. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. And I hope everyone has a great day. Bye for now.